Hello, my name is Doug Hucke, and I am one of the pastors here at Sandia Presbyterian Church. And it's been a long time since we've talked. The COVID pandemic shutdown began in March, and we've been trying to do the best we can since then to keep the things going here at the church. But there's been some developments and some things that I want to touch base with you about. First of all, the heart of our church is, of course, worship. Everything flows in and out of worship. And because we have not been able to be together as a whole church body, there's been a lot of things that have been assumed. There's also been a lot of misunderstandings, and I just kind of wanted to take a moment and correct those misunderstandings. First of all, when it comes to worship, you have two options. You can watch the pre-recorded worship service on YouTube, and a lot of you have been doing that. We are also having in-person worship, but that's been real limited by space capacity. Because of that, there are some misunderstandings. First of all, we are wearing masks and we are practicing social distancing here at the church. We have a 9 o'clock traditional service here in the sanctuary, and we have an 11 o'clock contemporary service in the gymnasium. But both of those are safe. People are wearing masks and they're sitting far enough apart that they are practicing the social distancing. I would tell you that it is indeed safe and it is a safe environment. That's one of the misunderstandings and misconceptions. Another misconception is this. I heard from one couple who came to church and they were thinking that there were going to be so many people here, and because of the limited capacity, they would not be able to get in and they would have to sit in their car and listen to the service on an FM radio. That is not true. We have not reached capacity yet. Enough people have stayed away that there is still room for other people to come. Now, we also understand that a lot of people are not comfortable being here in church. And one of the misunderstandings that I would really want to correct is the idea that we really think you ought to be here, that we want to put pressure on you, or we would somehow want to guilt you into coming to church. This is not true either. We understand people are coming from different places, and whatever decision you make about being in church for in-person worship, we support you in that decision. If you want to come, it is safe. If you don't want to come because you are nervous or you're anxious about the situation with the pandemic, we understand that too. The decision is completely yours, and we honor that in any way we possibly can. So I want you to know we're not encouraging or even trying to pressure you into coming to worship. This is one of the few times in my life as a pastor I wouldn't strong arm anybody into coming into worship. So I just wanted to let you know that. Now, the downside of all of this, of course, is that part of being a member of a church is that we are connected to each other, that we have relationships with each other, and those are clearly suffering during the pandemic shutdown. Now, the staff at the church has done a great job of trying to be connected with people, families, for example, and older adults and shut-ins. We've been really good about being in touch with them. But of course, the staff cannot be in touch with everybody, nor do we necessarily know the needs out there because we're not seeing people on a regular basis. So here's my challenge and my charge to you. I want to encourage you to be in contact with each other. Maybe there's somebody you sat next to in a seat at church and you haven't seen them since March when the shutdown began. I want to encourage you to send them an email or pick up the phone and give them a call. Maybe somebody is just, you haven't talked to them in months. Maybe the time has come to give them a call and talk to them. Maybe the Lord is laying some name on your heart. And I want to encourage us to contact and be in touch with each other. That has been lacking during this pandemic. And that is really a sad thing and a hard thing, especially for some of our people who are maybe a little bit more lonely. So I want to encourage you to be in touch with each other. And if there's any questions or concerns that you have about anybody, feel free to give me a call or an email and let me know. And if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or send me an email, or any of the staff for that matter. But we want to hear from you because we are out of touch, and we don't like being out of touch. And so let's be in touch. Last thing I want to say is I just want to thank you for your support. Your faithfulness has made it possible for this church to continue in the ministry in a different way, in a different capacity. But you have been very faithful, and you need to be thanked for that. And so I wanted to take a moment and just thank you for your support and your prayer and your encouragement. I hope this pandemic ends soon. None of us knows what is going to take place, but until we can be together again, may God bless you.